And if anybody do care about that generation, to be lying ass piece of shit, you stupid. Ain't no hope for you. Ain't no hope for you. You know what I'm saying? But that shit is straight duty. And they know it. And they know it. They know it's straight duty. You know what I'm saying? Ex FBI advisor. I am more concerned going to my home now than when I was chasing ISIS. But that is not that's your fault, and you must understand that. You know what I'm saying? When you go into a category of allegogues and so-called rich people, and you look very concerned, but when you go into that type of shit right there, how can we see any protection for you? And what it is your agency have been doing over the many years of 47 years since Nixon and probably before, along with J. Edgar Nutt too. But we don't know. But what we need you to understand is that you've got to give up some information. You've got to clear yourself with giving the people the rightful information as an ex FBI advisor, you know what I'm saying? Who is more concerned with going to my home, you know what I'm saying, now more when I than when I was chasing ISIS, you know what I'm saying? Because that also was a whole nother set of bullshit, that ISIS shit. So y'all got a lot on your plate, and now you tried to help these Luciferian and what's helping these Luciferian bastards to fucking do this bullshit to us with using these demon Democrats inside our government, the government inside the government, elite bullshit, satanic worship shit. You know what I'm saying? So you have to clear yourself with true information, and that may help you to get past that whole shit. You know what I'm saying? But Russia unfound claims of secret U.S. Bioweapon liner on and on. You know what I'm saying? You know what? Y'all niggas is fucking crazy when we look at it. You just fucking crazy, and that's just straight up what it is. Nobody have time to sit here with that bullshit over and over about that war. That war needs to stop, and y'all need to kill all the nuclear bullshit. You know what I mean? Yeah, for real. You know what I mean? When we look at it, we even see what state fair to increase law enforcement presence after Saturday night shooting. You know what I'm saying? The federal low unemployment, inflation, recession have economic at the crossroads. Yeah, like they fucking bring while they steal all the money under that inflation bullshit. You know what I'm saying? While they talking inflation, instead of they ain't inflation. Yeah, they inflating the money clean out of the American pocket and giving us a little steam in the air and a little raise there, and they raking off millions of fucking dollars. You know what I'm saying? We got to start seeing a better light than that. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the United States of America and the wealth of the people as a whole, because at the same time, while they treat us all this and that, everybody's coming over the borders and different places, and they gave, saying the red carpet, while we got the black fucking kick off we got the white shitty carpet to wipe our behind. You know what I'm saying? The black stand firm, as you can see, based on even bringing around the knowledge and the knowledgeability of the people's mind. But many people refuse to see it that way and come to some kind of understanding based on, you know what I'm saying, the reality in which we're facing, because they was too bent on racism as a whole. You know what I'm saying? But we have to start looking past those type of garbage based on that type of shit. It's important that we understand that, because meanwhile you sneaking, and many people know, even with these apps you have on your phone, many of these apps are set up by Chinese people and are set up by a lot of different other people, you know what I'm saying, Arabs and all type of people setting up apps, and they just use those apps to basically spy and look into your phone and look at you like they ain't got nothing else to fucking do except sit there, because they probably down on the whole plot of the bullshit that's going on in our country. You know what I'm saying? Mark Zuckerberg ain't the only fucking one. So I don't give a fuck what app or what app I have over you looking at me, but you can get the motherfucking smoke too. You know what I'm saying? Because we ain't playing with your monkey fucking ass. And that bullshit you just pulled on about 800 billion people, you know what I'm saying, sticking one up in their butt. You know what I mean? Excuse the expression, but you know what I mean. And now they have to ride this thing out, and now the point of access has been long time lost. Long time lost. You know what I'm saying? Because one of the hardest things to do is to get people to understand what we have to do in even that type of situation. Because we can hypothetically say, what if it was true? Which it ain't true. You know what I'm saying? It's just true to your dumb ass because of what you do. But, you know what I'm saying? But let's say it was 100 in full ways, no proving, no doubt it was true. Not only the people who were out here or in nursing homes and hospitals, or any, I'm sorry to laugh about it, but that's not a fucking joke. And I can't believe they pulled that bullshit. Como Ross, because like I said, nobody was sitting until Como pulled that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So we looking at this situation from a whole perspective in which they figured that, you know what I'm saying, if let's say it was, it would have been a lot more people would have then been gone than more people being forced into something and then gone. Common sense and mathematical understanding of equation should have taught you that. You look for points of access, points of place, points of things, and certain things that may happen in a situation, and you see more of what is going on with more people going down than actually going to something and then marinate and then it happening as we go along. This is the fucked up part that the people didn't understand. You know what I'm saying? Talking about A systematic and B systematic in many ways, and good healthy people spreading it and bullshit like that. And then Mrs. John Pasecki and Lewinsky, they want to clean their act up now and try to act as if like, you know, you all on the side of the people and shit. You know what I'm saying? This is what the Democrats do. They do damage under these banners and names of elites and different groups, you know, that's inside our government, you know what I'm saying, with with billions of your dollars and your riches, and sitting up there using it against you to put you into a position and put you under full control of the fucking people, just like you're harvesting cattle or anything like in the cruise, them boats, you know what I'm saying? Always talking about black people's cattle and all kinds of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be make sure that you understand where you stand, because you know what I'm saying, they're not going to be playing with you, and don't think that you all fit in the class of their group. You know what I'm saying? So we have to start looking at things from a better perspective in many ways. So it don't matter what app, whatever app you put in the phones, and you sitting up there calling yourself Stein and Greasing or whatever you want to do through these fucking apps, you can get the smoke too. Because ain't nobody gonna bite their tongue with your bullshit. Now we see a piece came out on Essence. We don't have the luxury not to fight. Historian, activist Robin D.G. Kelly on how we imagine and fight for black freedom. Matter of fact, we shouldn't have to fight for no freedom, my friend. You know what I'm saying? We just need to stand up and do what we're supposed to do and organize under GAS, as the General Sarah Sultan said he has posed as a, a solution for our people in many ways. You know what I'm saying? And this is the time to do it, because this is a time of great unrest. Now I'm saying, so we don't need to keep discussing too much to do with what you talking about, because if we ain't free, then we need to fight. You know what I'm saying? Live free or die trying. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Many have stole that quote. You know what I'm saying? But the chickens have come home to roost, according to NSNBC, when she said the chickens have come home to roost for Donald J. Trump. You know what I'm saying? Stop stealing Malcolm's line, you clown. You know what I'm saying? But Representative whatever Stacey Pulaski, a demon Democrat of West Virginia or whatever, weigh in on the FBI search of former President Donald J. Trump home and the GOP response. Yeah, like your goddamn brain. Nobody want to read shit from you because you just straight stupid. Nah, man, Fox News, Steve Ducey calls out Trump in surprising segment. Now I'm saying, Mr. Ducey, you are not a dummy, because sometimes you're flipping like a key because we know who you're working for. You better go work on that damn tunnel that y'all building under the ground to supposed to be escaping the apocalypse. You know what I'm saying? But Fox and Friends host Steve Ducey made a rare break from the news, fawning coverage of Donald J. Trump to question, why did the former president keep top secret files in the Mar-a-Lago Wednesday? None of your goddamn business. Mr. Ducey. All of that will be revealed in its own time. After the Department of Justice the late night, damning the late night release on Tuesday, show evidence that the President of the United States kept classified prepared papers at his Florida home. It stunned Mr. Ducey asked why the documents hadn't been returned when required, because there was certain information that probably wasn't there that Joe Biden and them didn't need to fucking see. The clown ass. You know what I'm saying? And Donald J. Trump shouldn't have had no right to give them because they cheated the fucking election. And then they look what they did to 800 million people with Mr. Robert Coffin, whatever he say, being LSU and all kind of thing, uniforms and stuff about this is the bloodiest war we ever fought. But meanwhile, shipping the rubber coffins that Mr. Sergeant Slaughter was on his head about. You know what I'm saying? We know what they're for, but he thinks we don't. And we know that and the Luciferian plan was revealed because he was holding on to them so that it was to be used in these times to preserve the body. The body doesn't melt to the earth, and the earth doesn't affect the body because the rubber will block it. And then the next year they rise up, and then you do the old surveillance system over Obama. And then we have people digging out the ground and these zombies and shit and all kind of bullshit to me. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all are Luciferian blood sucking demon Democrat. I don't know what planet you from, but you need to go the fuck back and get off our planet. You know what I'm saying? But we see another one coming in from the Daily Mail. We're trying to educate, not indoctrinate. Fear looms over CRT as 60 high schools across the U.S. will offer the first AP African American Studies this fall to study Black pride, Black power, and Black feminists. Well, that should be taught anyway, whether it's black or white. Well, what has happened is they had shortchanged the black people because they wanted to whitewash the world. You know what I'm saying? Same thing they did with the $5 Indians. You know what I'm saying? And many of those people that you see on reservations, that a lot of them look white, you know what I'm saying, and so forth and so on. But a lot of them are mixed and so forth and so on also. But over the whitewashing period, you know what I'm saying? Many of them took over or were given the leadership of the tribe based on the government wanting to deal with the lighter skinned people to keep it light, to make you believe that every single Indian on planet Earth, you know what I'm saying, was all white. You know what I'm saying? Same thing they did with Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? They want you to believe that God is white because one time they say, it's the God, the Father, and the Holy Spirit. The next time they turn around, you know what I'm saying, in the churches, your hands saying, if you see God, if you see Jesus, you surely see God because Jesus is God. You know what I'm saying? And many contradicted about bullshitical line ass story to correct their garbage mistakes they made along the way. About 60 high schools across the nation will offer a new advanced placement African study course this fall that includes lessons on Black pride, Black power, and Black feminists. Although Although the College Board, which approved the Plight program, declined to release the syllabus of names, syllabus or names the schools that will be teaching the course in Marlone. You know what I'm saying? But they need to get the teaching in. I'm not even going to read on that story, but they need to be teaching, and they need to have been teaching it a long time ago. But you suppressed it, like I said, and many of the books and many different things you hide in the libraries and here and there, and how you present to the black kids is a white thing. Saying a black story or black teachings of a very small little child who do not know anything about anything at all and being indoctrinated even by his parents telling him about God. Same thing happened to me. You know what I'm saying? Till I wised up to many of the situation because like it says, sometimes it takes you a while and a lifetime because you don't have time to always sit down and just do that type of study. You know what I'm saying? You live in your life and you run and you got it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, sometimes you have to fall back and you have to get into that research along the way. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to tell a lot of people, why do you have a white Jesus on your wall and you're black? it doesn't make sense. And it used to really upset me. And then people used to make jokes like when I come over to their house and shit, there's not a picture on them. When I look up, they have a white picture on the wall, knowing for well that it offends me in many ways. Now I'm saying, but they would still be doing it, and it just doesn't look right to see some shit like that. But it goes to show how deep the whitewash is in the minds of many black people. You know what I'm saying? And also, when you look at the study where they were doing the study where they were giving little black girls and little black boys a white doll and a black doll, and the white and the black and the little white kids were reaching for the white dolls, is because they were being indoctrinated with that bullshit from a very early age. So the experiment only showed that the bullshit Luciferian Baphomet worship, Luciferian racist garbage, bull piece of shit study was only proving that you have brainwashed the child. We could do the same thing to white kids too. You know what I'm saying? If we was in power ourselves, we could put them in positions of taking the whole world. But the problem with that is we would be speaking the truth. We're biased. You're speaking nothing but fucking lies. So get out of my face. And this is Point Black saying you can hold that, and that's a motherfucking fact.